Green light has been given for flight controllers to begin the activation of the Harmony's internal systems now that all of the cooling is flowing into the node itself for the avionics and other associated systems. That Node 2 activation was supposed to have been undertaken tomorrow, but with everything in order and the crew running ahead of its timeline today, the decision has been made by Flight Director Derek Hussman with concurrence by the engineering teams here in Mission Control to press ahead with the activation of Harmony's systems today. Once again, Whitson and Tawney having completed the relocation of the final fluid tray for the Harmony connecting node and having opened up all of the fluid lines, pressed ahead to connect a heater umbilical for that fluid tray. Peggy Whitson also removed a cover for the centerline berthing camera system on the starboard side of the Harmony connecting node and released launch constraints for the common berthing mechanism on the starboard side of the node itself, thus setting the stage for the starboard berthing mechanism to accept the Columbus module during Flight Day 4 of the STS-122 mission.
Tether is on.
We copy, Peggy.
The safety tether.
Tawney, meanwhile, had moved to the starboard solar alpha rotary joint work site to begin a visual inspection and description of the condition inside base 7 of the joint itself, describing light dusting of shavings and other debris along the race ring and associated mechanisms inside the ring itself. He also discussed with flight controllers some mottling or abrasion, as he called it, of the race ring itself. What that means for the forward work lying ahead for the engineers who are analyzing what to do about the solar alpha rotary joint remains to be seen. Clearly additional work will be required, but in what form, time will tell as engineering meetings and the station program decides in the weeks ahead further course of action and the next step in the full recovery of the operation of that solar alpha rotary joint.
And Peggy and Dan, some words for a big picture when you're ready.
Ready.
We feel like, Dan, since you're down by the airlock, that'd be a good time to pick up the APFR for the relocate to the forward side of Node 2 on the nadir side. And Peggy, you could go ahead and move on down and meet Dan there for the Spitz relocate. After that, we do have the vent tool bag relocate we might be able to get to, as well as the possible Cedarlight install. So we'll get as much of that as we can, and we'd like an alpha check from both.
Alpha.
Dan's at Alpha.
We copy.